I love a what the hell / what the fuck kind of horror movie. The type of movie that somebody else looks at and thinks, who is watching this movie? The answer is me. I'm the person watching these movies because it's how I found so many like weird hidden gems over my time. But I genuinely don't think that besides a couple of shorts in the ABCs of Death, that I have ever seen a stop motion horror movie for adults. And that is what this movie is today. It is a full-blown stop-motion horror movie / action / comedy set in the 80s. And it's British. And it's set in Los Angeles. Like, there's so many things about this movie that sound wild. But if you've no idea what Chuck Steele, Night of the Trampires is about, let me quickly fill you in because this one's gonna get wild. It's 1986 and Chuck Steele is the best damn cop on the force, according to long-suffering boss Captain Jack Shit. When the governor of LA decides to reduce the licensing hours for clubs and bars, it triggers a sudden state of high-profile disappearances within the city. Upon hearing a warning, Chuck is told to beware of an evil scourge about to descend upon the city of Los Angeles, the scourge of the Trampires. If you're new here, I go by Hordes and I talk about all things horror here on my channel on Mondays and Fridays, but as always here on my channel, I am now going to go and watch Chuck Steele, Night of the Trampires off camera, so that way, if you too want to watch this insane sounding movie after hearing the description, nothing will be spoilt for you, because nobody wants to watch a movie that you've just watched somebody else watch from start to finish. Holy crap, this movie is hilarious. Like, every single 80s action cop trope that you can think of is in this movie, and it gets ripped into so hard. Like, I don't remember the last time that I laughed out loud so much when watching a horror comedy. Chuck Steele is if you took Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone and Duke Nukem and smashed them all into one little clay body and then upped the arsehole meter to maximum. Like, this movie's British and they have taken every single American stereotype and ripped into it in a way that it is like, it's a parody, but it's also an homage to like everything 80s, and it's great. The basic plot is about Chuck Steele, who is the most stereotypical 80s American cop that you can think of, who one day meets Professor Van Rental, who is, I kid you not, that's his name, who is from Britain, and he tells him that there is this uprising coming of these things called Trampires, which is a sort of vampire-like beast that feasts on drunk people, and then one day the master is going to turn up, which will trigger eternal darkness and create this like endless supply of drunk people for the Trampires to eat. Like, go into it with that being the basic plot and then just expect anything from there, because it really is one of the most wild ride, ridiculous movies I've ever seen. Mike Mort, who not only wrote this movie and directed it, is also the voice actor for Chuck Steele, for Jack Shit, who is his boss, and for Professor Van Rental, and Jennifer Saunders, like British comedy legend Jennifer Saunders, half of French and Saunders, writer and star of Ab Fab, is the voice of the villain in this when they're in human form. Like, it's so good. Like, the fact that this has been done with like a minimal cast is great. The humour is so spot on in this movie for me. Like, the fact that I laughed out loud multiple times should tell you how much fun I had with this movie. I might find a horror comedy funny, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna laugh out loud at the entire thing. The recurring joke in this, with the speech that he gives to every single person that he gets paired up with, from the newbie to the Swedish woman to the monkey to the plant pot, it never got old. Like, the humour in this is like if you took Wallace and Gromit and South Park and smashed them together. Like, it's so good.
Kiss my artichoke.
Its humour is dark yet sarcastic and incredibly British at the same time, considering it's set in Los Angeles. If you've seen this movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Classic moments include like the fuel tanker with fucking flammable written on it, the giant parrot, the entire hospital scene with the defibrillator, the pig that spins around like a firework, like the holy coffee, just there's so much, and they've paired it with this, like, it's gory and it's violent, but it never distracts away from the humour or the plot, which is why it is mixed so well. And you've then got these wild and crazy action sequences thrown in as well. Like, I've never seen anything like Chuck Steele Night of the Trampires, and I don't think I will ever see anything like it ever again. Quick mention though to its incredible soundtrack. If you like 80s rock / hair metal, then you are in for a treat with this movie, because every scene is just made 10 times better because of its soundtrack. It is so well animated, its voice acting is great, it's violent and it's gory without overshadowing any of the plot or the humour, and it doesn't overstay its welcome an hour and a half long. So clearly, I loved this movie. It is spot on for what I want in a horror comedy. It is batshit crazy, off the wall, you never knew which direction that it was going to go in. So for me, I have to give it a 5 out of 5 stars, which is only the second thing I have ever given a 5-star rating to here on my channel. Now, if you are even remotely tempted to go and watch Chuck Steele Night of the Trampires after hearing me talk about it, please go and watch it. It needs some more love. And if you are here in the UK, it's available on Amazon Prime right now, so you can watch it for free. You can thank me later. Please just go and watch this movie. It's great. It's the best thing I've seen in a long time. So there you have it, my initial thoughts and my review for my first time watching Chuck Steele Night of the Trampires from 2018. If you have also seen this movie, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are down in the comment section down below. If you would like to know every single horror movie that I watch, not just the ones that I talk about here on YouTube, you can find me over on Letterboxd and on Instagram at HordesOfHorror, and I will be back on Friday with a brand new video talking about the entirety of the Child's Play movie franchise. So until next time, bye.